Thank you very much, beautiful moderator, for your introduction about me. And actually, I guess I'm not very unfamiliar with some of the diplomats here in this room because we have some day-to-day contact, particularly within the area I'm working on. And today, I feel extremely honored to be invited by Dean and Professor Liu to be here to make a presentation. And actually, being an older student of Beida, I even feel more comfortable to be at the audience there rather than to stay behind the podium here. But as this is the instruction from Professor Liu, I regard it as a homework for me. I hope today I can do it well. Colleagues from the embassies, alumni from Beida, and also a friend from business community and the media, I noticed. I think today's topic is about the Lianghui Review Forum. It is indeed very relevant and timely because we just concluded the Lianghui yesterday, and I believe a majority of us had already watched the media conference, press conference made by Premier Li Keqiang. As the moderator indicated at the outset, she mentioned the Lianghui will map out the future landscape, including political and economic landscape for China. A lot of messages have been signaled out from the Lianghui, but today I will only focus on one thing, that is open policy of China, in particular the FTA with the rest of the world. I guess, let me try, okay. I guess for the FTA, maybe some of you are familiar with, maybe some of you are not so familiarized with this concept. But if I mention TPP for Asia or TTIP for European Union, or even I mention RCEP for China, maybe you will have a clear concept about that. And in reality, by definition, FTA means an area established between two or more countries or regions to promote further liberalization and facilitation with more preferential treatment based on the WTO commitment. So this is the general definition which apply to all the FTA. It is not a very new thing for China to undertake the FTA negotiations or construction. And actually, it just began in the year 2001, immediately, 2002 actually, immediately after China entered into WTO. So based on our WTO commitment, we think it might be a good time for us to seek higher level of liberalization and facilitation. And then we launched the negotiation for the first time with ASEAN countries. And now the FTA, China-ASEAN FTA, was successfully established. And our government and also the Communist Party highlight the importance of the FTA. In 2017, that means in the 11th parties, in the 17th parties Congress, the FTA emerged for the first time in the history of China to be a state strategy or a national strategy. In the document of 17th CPC Congress, we put forth and the request to implement the China's strategy, FTA strategy for the first time. After 5 years, in the 18th CPC Congress, we further mentioned to accelerate the pace of implementing the FTA strategy. And just a few months ago, in 19th CPC Congress, we further stated promoting FTAs and build an open and world economy. In other words, now the FTA has become one of the major vehicle and mean for China open up, and also it's a major channel for China to pursue further trade and investment liberalization and facilitation. I think for us, the FTA is also very closely related to another concept, that is BNR or BIR, or what we can call Belt and Road Initiative, initiated by the Chinese President Xi Jinping about 4 years ago. We think the FTA is very close to the Belt and Road Initiative. We can say basically the Belt and Road Initiative is featured by 5 C's, from the policy, cooperation, infrastructure, trade, financial, and people-to-people concept. And FTA is also served directly to almost the same purpose by using the preferential treatment to keep the freer flow of trade, services, investment, and personnel among the FTA partners. And I think we share exactly the same goal. So I believe Belt and Road Initiative and FTA strategy are all the very important components of China's foreign trade and investment policy. Let me give you some close-up of what we think about the China's FTA. Starting from 2002, when we have the first FTA negotiated with ASEAN countries, now it's already there. Nowadays, up to now, we have signed 16 FTAs with 24 economies. This is the current landscape of China's FTA. And according to our calculation, 13 FTA partners are along the Belt and Road region, so that can give another importance to the Belt and Road Initiative. And we think the FTA indeed further promote the trade between China and our FTA partners. From this chart, you can see the right chart is the normal average trade growth rate last year, and the blue chart is the average trade growth rate also last year. You can see 2% higher from the normal trade with the rest of the world, so that you can see how the FTA further promote the trade between China and our FTA partners. And this is just a figure from the last year, and actually from our historical survey for some better year, if I can use this term, the highest differences is about 6 to 7%. So that's even higher than the normal speed. So just from this figure, I think we can see the importance of the FTA to accelerate the cooperation between China and our FTA partners, and also that can indicate why we so highlight the importance of the FTA. And we can say, I can give you another figure to say why FTA is important for China and also why important for our FTA partners. This is the trade statistic between China and ASEAN countries. The first part is the figure of our bilateral trade in year 2002. at that time, we haven't yet established the FTA. So you can say that it's just 78 billion US dollar. And after 14 years of construction of this FTA, we can say almost 6 times higher than the FTA. This is faster than the normal speed of our bilateral trade with non-FTA partners. And also, we can see another importance is that the FTA can further enhance the competitiveness of enterprises. I just take the China-Korea FTA as an example which just concluded about 2 years ago. So we can see from this chart that about the 72% of China-Korea trade are the intermediate product, and about the 18% are the capital goods. They are the equipment and some other machinery. And about 10% of the trade is consumer good. So why I use this as an example? Because during the FTA negotiation, we reduced dramatically the tariff rate for intermediate product and also the capital product, normally from 20%, 10% down to 0. In other words, that reduced dramatically the cost of importation and also accordingly reduce the cost of manufacturing at the downstream factories. So in return, it adds competitive edge of those enterprises which produce product by using reduced tariff product, namely, for example, TV, computer, and a cell phone, which indeed benefit a lot for those factories and increase their competitive advantage of those manufacturers who compete not only between China and Korea, but also globally. Another feature is consumers' welfare. I just use China-Chile as an example. You see, chili wine nowadays is very popular in China, and about 10 years ago, it's less famous, less popular, but immediately after the construction of this FTA, we reduced the tariff duty from 20% down to 0 nowadays. So you can see a surge of chili wine in Chinese market more than 10 times. That's not only because the changing taste of Chinese drinkers, but also the price competitiveness. So that is another figure I want to elaborate. And also I want to use China-ASEAN as another example. Maybe if majority of us, if we leave Beijing for a longer time, for example, 15 years ago, you hardly find any tropical fruit in Chinese supermarket. But now, many familiar or unfamiliar tropical fruit like durian, ramadan, longan are popular and easily be bought by the consumer and consumed by the ordinary citizen. So that is the miracle, the merit of the FTA for both China and our FTA partners. So with that, we elevate the FTA as our national strategy, and we want to further promote the construction of FTA between China and FTA partners. Number one, 3 dimensions we want to do to further accelerate our pace for FTA construction. Number one is optimizing the layout of the FTA. Now, as I mentioned, we have already established 16 FTA with 24 FTA partners. And in the future, we want to have more. We want to expand our friend circle. I don't know how to translate that from WeChat into Chinese, but I simply use friend club, friend circle. That means if any country want to have the FTA with China, it will be most welcomed by the Chinese government. And actually, from the diplomats, from the embassy, we already have a lot of FTA communication with them. For example, the ambassador from the Saudi Arabia, we have the FTA negotiation with the GCC, the Gulf Cooperation Council. This is very important. In the future, if we have the FTA available between China and the GCC countries, and I guess at least the petroleum and the chemical product from Middle East will come to the Chinese market. And at the same time, you say, I don't know whether we have friends from, I noticed perhaps we have friends from Canada. Now that's going to be another one of the most important FTA, because that might be the first time for China to engage with the individual G7 countries. And also we have a lot of other FTA partners. I can say, according to my statistics, there are 10 undergoing FTA negotiations and 10 FTA under the stage of feasibility study. So in the near future, I believe you can see an expanded friend circle of Chinese FTA partners. And the second, we want to improve the quantity and the quality of the FTA. That means, to be more specific, we want to further reduce the tariff for trading goods under the framework of FTA. You may heard from the presentation or the report of Premier Li Keqiang during the Lianghui. He mentioned particularly China will reduce the tariff for cosmetic, for drugs yesterday, particularly the anti-cancer drugs, and also we will consider positively to reduce the tariff for automobile and car component, which used to be regarded as sensitive, but now we are undertaking a very serious research to think about further liberalize our trading goods market, and also consider to address the concern from our trading partner for the NTM, non-tariff trade measures. That's for the trading goods. And trading services, maybe nowadays, and also investment, maybe you have heard about a term, negative list. For trade officer, currently, we generally undertaking the FTA negotiation with the approach of positive list. That is by telling you which sector we are able to liberalize, we are able to open. But in the future, we will convert the modality from positive list to the negative list. So the investor and also the foreign service provider may enjoy a more clear and transparent policy regime for Chinese investment and the services market. And also in terms of substance of the FTA among the market access, we will give further emphasis on the rules part. For example, we will further discuss with our FTA partner about the issue like IPR protection, competition policy, environment protection, and also government procurement. So those are the currently untouchable area. In the future that will be a natural part of the FTA agreement. So you can say enrich the framework of China's FTA strategy. And also the the last point I want to mention, sorry. I try to discipline myself, so I use a timer. So that tell me time is up. So I just need 1 more minute to conclude. I almost observed the time. So the last point is to promote the implementation of the FTA. FTA is a good thing for the business people. Good thing need to be known by the good people, by our business community. So in the future, we will enhance our work for outreach with particularly the business community to increase their awareness of the FTA and also increase their participation of the FTA by enhancing the utilization of FTA favorable policies. So those are the key components I want to share with you. All in all, the Chinese FTA strategy is one of the major part of China's foreign trade policy. It's also related to the China's open up policy. And I want to conclude with the one key message conveyed by the President Xi Jinping and Premier Li Keqiang. China will not close our door. We will keep our door even wider with the outside world in the future. And I hope in the future we can join hands with the colleagues seated here and also the colleagues who have not participated in this meeting to further promote the global trade, further promote trade facilitation, further promote globalization, to allow the globalization to benefit all of us in a balanced manner. Thank you so much. Thank you, Professor Liu.